past, we probably would have hired somebody to come in and do an official one. Since it was not an official inspection, we were using our staff on board to just check and look at things.
Got it. But would you need for it to be an official inspection? Would you need a third party?
Well, exactly. That's where it comes down to the certification. So
yeah,
and we would never certify our own staff to do these kinds of inspections. If the price of the certification versus the price of paying somebody else to do it, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And you risk losing your staff to the company because they could go, once they're certified, they could easily go and get another job with somebody else.
Right. They could just go with Hydrex or someone. Right.
Right.
Yep. Okay. Got it. So is the vast majority of the industry then relying entirely on third parties then for this type of work? This diving?
Yeah, absolutely. Because for any of the things that you really need to do, it's either very specialized or you need a certificate. And underwater welding is a very specialized certificate that you don't hardly ever use. Being certified as an in-water inspector is something that you use once a year. So you would never really hire your own staff or train your own staff to do these types of things. Maybe it would be possible that a larger corporation might consider it, but then there also comes down to the standpoint of third-party. They don't have any inclinations to maybe miss something or not look somewhere. You want this neutrality for the inspection so that you get an outside perspective on the condition of the ship.
Right. And the certification bodies, they're third-party type entities. It's not like government regulated, but it's a third-party association type.
They're non-profit.
Right. Okay. Okay. But they're the ones that are issuing charters to boats and things of that nature, so that you can actually come into a port. Is that correct?
No, it's more like they're put in place as a third party just to be the third party, and they're there to make sure. They're actually there to cover the charterer, which is the owner or the charterer of the boat. The class's position is that they're there to help the owner or charterer navigate the different local regulations and make sure that they are meeting the requirements necessary. So they're kind of like guiding the ship to make sure that they're keeping within the regulations and they don't get into any trouble.
But I guess if a ship doesn't abide by the regulations, what happens?
They could be detained in port.
Got it. Okay. So you can't risk something like that. You have to abide by the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then, sorry to bounce around here, but the other one thing, I'm just checking on my notes. I don't know if I fully got. I know we talked about it before, but I just want to make sure I cover it one more time so it's crystal clear in my mind. When you're thinking about these diving services and the companies that we talked about, the competition and the different players that are out there and who's meaningful and why, when you were going through your list of kind of criteria in evaluating and basically purchasing these services, it sounded like there's a few things that came up, but I'd just love to get a sense from, like, if you had to force rank them, how you would force rank them. So I think what I heard was you have obviously price, you have the capability side of things, availability, and I guess it's availability, slash the the presence at the given port or dock that you need the service.
Right.
Is there any other purchasing criteria that were kind of important that I missed?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in ranking of order, geographic availability is number one, and it depends on your profile, the vessels you're operating. Number two is price. If you have multiple vendors available at a geographic location, then you would really push on the price. And along with price, very close is experience dealing with them. Your track record. if you're not happy with the services that you're obtaining from